Same as Toronto.
The Pacific Princes finally have their trophy.
When we play with no fears, usually we'll play really good.
E em geral tô muito feliz de ter classificado pro playoff e eu acho que a gente consegue ainda muito longe desse campeonato. Então acho que a gente só tá muito confiante mesmo para o próximo time que vai vir, não importa muito qual seja.
We already proved to the people, to the players, to the teams, we can be one of the best.
Qualquer time que agora a gente for enfrentar, eles têm que estar muito preparados para jogar contra a gente, porque a gente é um time muito jovem, que tá pegando experiência a cada partida. Eu acho que eles têm que estar preparados, porque a gente é um time que grita muito em stage, tem muita energia, então joga um jogo muito rápido. Então acho que eles têm que estar muito preparados para jogar contra a gente, que vai ser um jogo muito bom. Boa sorte.
We already won one Masters trophy, and there is no pressure on us, which is not good for you.
Show me how to feel alive. Show me how to feel alive.
It's the battle of East meets West to kick off the playoffs. London, make some noise for PRX versus Leviatán.
The most entertaining team of Swiss versus the most entertaining team of all time. PRX chose their opponents. Will they be punished for their hubris? Whoever wins this game has got by far the best chance of running this lower bracket, surely. What a matchup to have early on.
They certainly do. It is wild that it's these teams who I would have both put in the top 3 to be playing in our very first match. There's so many similarities between them. I think you can look at Lev in a lot of ways as a younger version of PRX, a somewhat similar style, similar talent, similar energy on that stage. But now having to take down the team that has been the most consistent squad in this sport.
I find what's interesting there that we heard in the trailer was that PRX maybe not feeling the pressure because they've lifted a Masters trophy back in Toronto, but we still have one player on that roster who is yet to lift a global trophy. You'd like to think that they're in the mindset that they want to be able to do it for him too.
They certainly do. You saw on the other side, Lev, their first time for 4 of these players in a global playoffs. Absolutely reveling in the moment with Sato jumping up and down on the stage. These guys are young, but they've been working for this moment for so long. And now this opportunity, play in front of a huge crowd, play the team that everybody expects to dominate this tournament.
There is Jing, whose Raze has been electric. They are on a 10-map win streak on Raze maps, and those, that is map 2 and map 3. So if Lev don't start strong on their pick of ascent, it could be over before it's even begun.
And I think if you're PRX, you're probably happy when we look back to that map, Vito, being able to get both of the bans out that they were insta-banning in their region when we think back to their playoffs performing, getting rid of that Haven, getting rid of that Pearl, being able to start off on this ascent. Super exciting matchup today.
Yeah, I really wonder if PRX is going to change the composition on the Ascent. Obviously, they were doing something kind of unique back in Pacific, playing the Yoru here, playing the Sage. You've seen other teams experiment with these ideas, but I didn't think it looked towards the top of their map pool. So I really wouldn't be surprised if there is some pivot, maybe towards the Jet Phoenix or something along those lines that have been so good for them on other maps.
Yeah, I think the way that Leviatán run the Phoenix on this map shows how great it can be. The prep work that they've done on some of these maps, I mean, huge credit to Ona and the rest of the coaching staff for taking a mostly rookie roster that they've scouted and bringing them to this kind of point. This is an uphill battle. There is a clear favorite. You ask us, you ask the crowd, you ask anybody. PRX are the favorites in this game, but man, it should be a banger.
It definitely should be a banger, and I think when we consider Lev's ascent, we've already seen it in this tournament. We saw how dominant they looked against NRG. NRG being one of the favorites to be able to make it through to this playoffs from that Swiss stage. They're no longer here. Lev are trying to put Americas on top.
Yeah, taking a look at the agent select now. The question is, will PRX stick to their guns? And the answer, well, it's yes. They go back to the same composition with the double Sentinel, with the Yoru. What do you make of the Yoru getting play here?
Yeah, I think the Yoru is definitely interesting. We're going to see something potentially jumping onto the snipers and seeing how valuable that is. And hopefully that will be enough delay in stopping power, right? I'm looking towards Lev's Neon there and how poor that's possibly going to play into this stage, into the buys. We have so much stall utility on PRX's side.
I want to see how PRX approach fighting the extremities on this defensive side. Lev's comp is absolutely excellent at dominating that space. They have great ideas of how to farm all towards up for their Phoenix. And this is a team that once they get momentum, they can run away.
This match promises the world, and we're going to send it over to 2 casters who are very comfortable with watching PRX. It's Achilles and Paperthin.
This is indeed comfort. This should be a banger. Back over onto the Yoru, our first of the tournament for something, and in the post-nerf era, he has managed to still make this look busted.
Yeah, no, this is a PRX team that now has also had some time to manufacture this comp a little bit more, to workshop it, to give it some more legs. It already looked pretty decent at times for PRX back in Stage 1 at Pacific Finals, but it's a big question mark here on against a Leviatán team who looked absolutely electric, especially on this attacker's side. We go out with a big mid-push here early for PRX, but Blows, at least keeping track of it, but that's the spike in his hands.
Watching for this. Something just with the jump peak, maybe catching a glimpse of the shoulder, but otherwise not too much info going to be gained on either side either way. Rotation is coming in, and Lev are going to be gambling into the full stack, but it looks like Forsaken wanting to try to take some space. We'll take a shot. Heal quickly going to be coming through, and that's PRX thinking that they go for the pivot. They just see that lurking chamber. They assume that Neon's going to be on his lonesome, and now they shift completely to the opposite side of the map. What a misread.
That's okay. They have the wall for at least a little bit of extra info here with the Vice, so there's at least an opportunity to rotate back the other way relatively quickly.
They're starting on it now. And with 48 seconds remaining, Lev now going to make a go of this, pushing forward into the site. Molly going to be expended there at Market. Tap the plant coming through Paranoia, not connecting on the spikes in. Pulls back around the corner. As Ping reveals will be coming through. Wall up, trying to block up a player over at main. It's going to be 2 kills a pound immediately here for the side of PRX. As Jing will get taken down by Spike Scene, but something able to find King. Blows, eliminated. And now it's down to Neon, and he cannot find it. PRX will take the opening round on their opponent's selection of Ascent. 1-0 start.
Now, really like the ideas here for PRX. It's okay to over-rotate off of that vision you get on the chamber because you've still got that wall there as a little bit of a backup for some time. And of course, PRX, we know individually, the talent is through the roof. Like, this is a team that has the history, that has the pedigree. You're just asking yourself, is it gonna be like Toronto last year? Is it gonna be Destiny?
And now we win.
Just getting the setups going. Might just be a big initial crunch into B main. Solo lurk the opposite side of the map for King. As we'll set up a smoke here to start things off, but they're just going to be pushing ahead of this one. Something's got to judge around the corner. And there's going to be the first kill. Now the second going to be found as Neon will also get taken down. Envy covering fire, finds the follow-up kill. PRX are looking to make this flawless as King will get spotted and dealt with. A 3K for something and a 2-0 start for PRX.
Yeah, they're really in the driver's seat, making some pretty good map reads again. This time around, an early shock dart gets a little bit of damage in, and you're just teeing up something, waiting for that jiggle peek, and he gets proactive, he pounces. And Envy right there to help him clean it up. Huge start for PRX on this defender side to really stymie Leviatán, who are so explosive. Especially against NRG. You think back to Sato's ace in the bonus round.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see if he can get going. No kills yet.
Horns up and over, wall going to be situated forward in B main. Not going for the more shallow one to give over some access.
One thing I was curious about with PRX coming into this after watching some of the VODs is how much attention they would give towards the middle part of the map. And you saw in the pistol round they gave quite a bit. You're on the bonus, trying to rely a little bit more on some utility.
Curveball out, it's going to be a back pedal from Jinx. Slow orb as well, going to be situated, trying to stymie that approach from Tree. And for now, Lev continuing to pump the brakes, not feeling fully confident in either position here. A little bit of damage going to be traded out. Forsaken able to back away as the Paranoia is going to be sent in. Spike Scene pinned into the corner, headshot, but Jing now the one that's going to be under pressure and will get taken down. Forsaken's able to find one, but cannot get the trade up. Sato able to get them into a winnable position, that run it back as well, online, but doesn't necessarily want to have to commit that into this.
They're going to take a pause and look for some re-aggression. One of the interesting things is a clone was sent all the way over from the A side, even though something has been sitting over in Market. And that's thrown a little bit of confusion into Leviatán.
30 seconds left.
So they aren't entirely sure what the formation is here that they're facing.
Drone's going to be saying hi to each other, but he did get a spot out on Sato, so know that there's going to be 2 players in that position, but PRX for now still not going for this rotation. Regular window, shots out, fishing for some damage that won't be found. Door now shut, and with 10 seconds remaining, the spike going to be brought forward to go for the plant. Both will be able to get that one in play, and something's going to be intercepted. Wise little late linger from Neon, and now it's down to PRX's Envy and Divide to try to see if they can make this a bit more costly, because for the moment, it is very clean. On that approach, anticipating that the chamber is still going to be playing on that side of the map, but to no avail. Neon will be able to find Envy, and now Divide gets the headshot, but cannot get the kill. Neon survives, and Lev get themselves on the board with 4 players staying alive.
Yep, just nice patience, good coordination there to flush Jing and Forsaken out. Good flash around the corner to tee him up, and Sato's right there to follow up. Neon in a good position to intercept there, make sure that Judge can't do any damage. But the concerning thing here for Leviatán is because of how clean that start was for PRX, they have a ton of cash coming in to this 4th round. They have that operator in Something's hands, one of the biggest win conditions for this PRX team. One of the best operators in the world, and he loves to challenge you.
Push forward, Blaze Wall, set up. It's just going to be a pop flash sent out of that one. He crashes well for the exit, should it be necessary. But yep, something able to strike first, finds one, but Jing will be left on an island, does get taken down, unable to commit that wall fast enough. Sato keeps it close, the run it back still in his pocket. Could be used to just completely break open this mid position, but it's going to be Envy walking forward. He's able to come away with a kill. Neon's going to be taken down. And Sato, no counter swing. Just has his teammate fall for nothing.
That's brutal. You still have that run it back to use to clear some space, but now you're going to have to use the drone, and you're in a man disadvantage, so you could find that pick, maybe get that ult to find some value, but
cover going out.
Just have to wait and see. King going to throw another smoke here at mid to try to keep PRX from gaining much info, but PRX happy to fall back and rely on some of the util they've got covering a lot of these entry points. You got the wall over at B main, you've got the Thorns here to tee up Forsaken, who's got the Paranoia at the
30
ready.
seconds left.
It'll have to be the 3-2-1. Triple this wall. Meanwhile, Spike is getting rotated. Sato's trying to just create some space, create some information on the opposite side of the map and sell a fake. And they will be able to get that Spike forward into the site in time, and Sato as well. Pushing out from main, finds Envy, looks for a little bit more, gets some damage on the Forsaken. Paranoia now going to be sent through, and he will come away with that kill. Keeps himself alive into the fight, but he's tagged down to 12. Sometimes Spike now planted over on A. Taking a half jump up over the box, just here lurking below Devi. The shock dart will fly. King, he could absolutely be there undoing in this one, but it's going to be Forsaken TPing on the top of Jen, able to find the kill, and the Devi swings out to take down blows. The defuse is there, and PRX will stave off Lev again as they move up 3-1.
Yeah, it's really nice patience being shown by both teams, to be honest. You know, Leviatán trying to create some question marks on the map, trying to throw PRX off of their rotation game. And PRX is so confident in their individual players that they can also spread the map. Allow Forsaken, who's still got that Paranoia, because it never got popped over in tree, to move over there, isolate Sato. A nice kill on his own. But then he's there to TP up on top of Jen, create that extra angle for that retake. PRX gonna be going up against an op this time. Neon gonna be buying into it. So a big round here for the economy of Leviatán. PRX as well. Also the economy not doing super great just yet.
It's certainly rough around the edges here to an extent, but gate crash gonna be set up. But there's a spot on something. Will fake the TP, sets up another one. Shock dart will be lobbed in, gets rid of that trademark. Meanwhile, Devi and Envy ready to swing in, pick apart these players that are going to be looking to push through B main out onto the site.
And again, you've got a lot of options here. And PRX playing it passive. Just waiting out this util, trying to hide. Too clear.
Something now going to be dialed in on the angle, but will get blinded up. The Paranoia going through. Hunter's Fury out, however, gets 2 tags. Both duelists lit up, and now Sato taken down. Devi holding the door. Finds himself a third, and Spike Scene just going to be spammed down through the smoke. Envy not losing track of him. Leviatán get massacred on their way through B. It's a flawless for PRX to move up 4-1.
Envy really smooth here today.
Wait, second.
Not
Actually,
just
check
with the ultimate, but with the shooting as well. Devi, as always, so sturdy as an anchor. You're looking at some of the best to ever do it, and that right there from Devi. Very, very clean, teed up by Envy as well, with the ultimate hitting a couple players and getting a kill. Ridiculous stuff. And now, yep, there's that eco buy here for Lev.
Looking to try to wall them off, but it's going to be Spike Scene just sending himself forward. Massive push, able to find Forsaken, but Jing gets the trade out, the drag across, the kill on the Neon. As this aggression from Lev quickly counteracted, still with a shout, but it's going to be Envy out from wide. He's able to find a little bit more, and Jing is looking for that 4-piece. He won't be able to find it. Sat down by blows, a weapon can be recovered, but he's tagged at 49. Devi already arriving, dropping down from heaven. This would be one hell of a clutch, one hell of a way to get that second round win. Devi just playing this one patiently. Swing out, shot's gonna be going wide. Just the poke and prod, and it's gonna all to be to play something forward at tree. PRX starting to look like they're gonna be running away with this map pick. Lev, do they call the timeout?
It's a great question. Try something a little bit cheeky, try to get up ahead of this wall. They're trying to go up and over it. Alec Heretics a little bit frustrated, but
probably just thinking it's a little bit of an overheat. Didn't need to lose as many players as they did, but still need to be happy that they're coming away with these round wins.
they still make a pretty good read and a pretty good play in my book. It's PRX, so when it comes to raw firepower,
let's play.
Absolutely, you should believe in them. Jing there, spamming away.
And now the Odin gets layered in as well. No, guys, keep standing there. It's just a phantom on the other side of that wall. No, 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 no. There are layers to this. This is another key early advantage. Now down a player. Let's listen in to Lev.
Varanda, Bruno. Vem varanda comigo numa drone.
Mata aí.
Vem juntar comigo, Spike, voltar o resto.
Não sei muito tempo. Calma.
Eu sei, eu vou voltar.
Drone na varanda.
Eu vou voltar os restos. Começa
aqui a varanda. Eu vou ficar aqui na viada.
Queda meio.
Voltar o resto.
Drone na varanda.
Varanda. Não consegui, tá na parede do meio, guys. Vai quebrar essa parede e voltar.
Mano, tem um cara aqui. Onde que tá parando?
Já quebrei no meio. Quebrei a parede.
Eu tenho o drone ainda, estamos 4x4.
Overall, common collected despite the chaos there in mid, but Forsaken able to find King back over outside of A main, and it looks like Lev now, the time is starting to dwindle. Wanting to bring it over towards this site. Quick check with that from the shadows. Jing going to be spotted by the drone. Spikes in, going for the entry. Will work his way forward onto the side, but hasn't been able to find any eliminations quite just yet. But it's going to be Envy now pushing out from Tree to just mow them all down. A 3K form in 6-1. PRX. Oh, Alex might be pissed, but they are looking great so far.
This is really good stuff from PRX in terms of having some set game plans, having some set ideas, using that early Phantom spam to kind of keep Leviatán a little bit off balance, and then, oops, surprise, it's an Odin. And Envy there immediately off of Forsaken's TP. Love that he uses it to get information over at B main. Confirms there's no presence on that side of the map. That allows Envy to cheat a little bit further forward there, put that Odin into a position where it can absolutely pop. And it does. Leviatán in this Coinbase win condition. Gonna have to dial up something pretty special because they're getting beat at just about every punch.
Yeah, I mean, if you're PRX, sure, you commit 2 ultimates into that one, you get the res, you still lose something, but on the other side, 2 ults committed as well. The Tour de Force and the Hunter's Fury both burned for no real gain. Need to find something, as we'll see if Lev are going to be able to rally this one back. They're trying to piece together what kind of buy they can get, and widely, it's going to be a ton of half armors, so something wants to just bring an outlaw into the equation. That could still be a very big thorn in their side.
Exactly. Doesn't need to go to the op. I mean, PRX has plenty of cash for it if they want to, but could be one of those moments where try something a little bit different. You are going to be one away from Sato's ult, so the ult cycle here healthy for Leviatán, but they couldn't get the first round to go in this cycle. So you're going to need to find a way to dial up something a little bit more special here. So certainly with, you know, maybe King's TP in there, Spikes in with the Neon ult. There's some opportunities here where they have some kind of set play ready. It is going to be tough against this comp with all these walls. Spikes wants to try to bait this.
He'll be able to get the tap. Drifts back away, something not going to be getting a glimpse. Meanwhile, TP around the corner. King, is he going to stick this? Yes, he does, and Forsaken has him outdone! Every bit of information. They just have the read as Jing now trying to hold the line. Sato will be able to find the enemy Omen here at the end of it, but something gets himself another kill. Spike's in going to be taken down. And again, Lev locked out of the site. The wall's still available to be committed, and Jing is inching forward. I'd suspect for just that. Creates another off angle. Sato trying to swing and to find anything. Will just find death. Debai gets the cleanup, and PRX continue to look perfect.
It is incredible, just the discipline that they're showing. And Forsaken, you know, he's so well known on the Omen for being one of those crazy TP players who's going to go somewhere you don't expect. And that's something that Leviatán tries to do to him, and he says, nope, I'm very aware. I know this game. I play it better than most. So looks like Spike's in, gonna cut funds to go for just the Neon ult and the full armor. They're gonna try to break through something. Aggressive angle at the op.
So for that time, we'll have the exit. Spikes in again, trying to up the pace, pops the wall, the overdrive in play, looking for a target. We'll be able to find one, but the spam is going to be coming through, and Envy again with the Odin has the shutdown. He peeks back for more. He takes down King. Neon eventually able to put him down on the floor, but still a player disadvantage now for Leviatán. There's still all of PRX to deal with, and they can't deal with squat.
It's just so tough for Leviatán going up against this double sentinel comp that PRX is bringing. There's so many walls you have to worry about, so many little traps that have to be dealt with. So this time, Leviatán says, okay, let's see if we can use this Neon ult to just go blow right past the Vice wall, see if we can find the kill, but PRX so ready for that already. They're lined up high-low at the bottom of the stairs on the back side, and that means that there's not much that you can really do there. Spikes, and at best you're gonna get a trade.
And how long has this running back been available? I feel like Sado's had it for so many rounds now, but just never an opportunity to try to commit it forward. Always dealing with a player disadvantage, him getting picked early, having weaker weaponry. Even the tools that Left do have to try to turn the tides of this, they're broken.
Here we go.
All out, Thorns as well. Blinded up, Sado cannot swing this corner. Neon at the same time is going to be eliminated, and Sado will still be able to find some value. Looks to try to go for the gun. Slow creep across, but it's going to be the drop down from Jing, is off the top of his own wall. Intercepting Spike Scene, now looking for a little bit more, but the shot dart's going to be layered in, and Blows is able to find him. A 3v3, best opportunity now for Leviatán. Can they convert this into a win? Dimensional Drift is going to be in play. Something now sprinting down, scouting them all out. So drop in and Divide! From off heaven, just comes away with two! King now recovering an Odin, yes, but the Spike is stranded at the back of Jen.
No ult to pick this up. Just gonna go run around, trip the wall, try to see if he can trip PRX up.
30 seconds left.
They know what they need to do here. Just gonna hold the crossfire. Just don't give him the free 1v1. Does scoop up the Odin.
Shadows traveling. Smoke towards main, the spot out of the spray down. Divide will have the 3K, has the round, and PRX have themselves an 8-round lead with no ending in sight.
It's incredible what this team can do with some time. A nice little couple uses of util by Leviatán, using that recon dart to force Forsaken into a position where he has to turn to try to clear it to open up the first kill. PRX HQ likes what they see, but then the combo there of the shock darts and the molly from the Phoenix to clear out Jing. But outside of that, the rifling, it's just too much for Leviatán to deal with.
Divide has died once. It's currently 10-1 at the moment, and Jing, well, he's going to be able to find Neon. Just peeking into B main. Meanwhile, Forsaken poking and prodding, will go for a quick reposition. TP's around the corner, just using that fast lane against them. Manages to slip the net, but barely. Survives at 28 health, but King at the same time, eating quite a bit of damage.
And Jing's already hustling over. Get a spot out onto Blows. A little bit of damage in there, but something off of that drone. Gonna have to back up, give that space over. They do identify him anyway, but this is something.
What? What? That is unbelievable! That is unforgivable! And that should certainly be illegal! Something, you are up 9-1! Give them a hope! Give them something to believe in! He says absolutely not!
Replay, please. Oh my God. It just is one of those days. That is why I just think he's maybe the best operator player in the world. I mean, sometimes you just see he has the instincts to hit those shots. A little bit lucky, sure.
I'm just flabbergasted. The Lev just cannot catch a break. They can't buy a round win at this point.
No.
Something he's looking to continue his reign of terror.
And look at the buy here. It's 3 Guardians. So it's not even a full buy.
And final round down to everything they could scrape together.
Flying drone.
Rendezvous out. Damage going to be avoided for Neon. Meanwhile, something repositioning, swinging deeper into mid. Jing going to be taking that initial point of contact, sets up the wall, rides it, and will end up losing his life. That peek out, I don't think was wide enough to spot something here. So on the reface, this could just end up being Blows down. Peeking in even more. He's expecting the jump peek, but standing out. With the timing swing comes through, but now something still able to find out, but the slide in from sight. Scene gets the angle. Cleans up a kill onto something, and suddenly it's the best advantage that Lev has had all game long.
Yeah, I like what they're doing here. Picking apart PRX players one by one. A little bit of an overstep from the PRX team as well,
left.
but that's kind of their MO. They feast or famine on that.
Slide in, Envy around that corner, trying to face forward with the Odin. Still, it's going to be good for one. Look at the second! And Envy delivers again! 10 seconds remaining, a 2v2. They're swinging the spike on the floor. Forsaken, faking the TP. And King, it's over, it's done. Out of time, out of hope, out of options. PRX, 11-1 at the half.
It's hard to do it better than they just did. Already an incredible team. We already know how good they are. And this may be one of their best yet. On a map that's been rough for them. They come in to Masters London looking immaculate. Disgusting.
This is way better than we could have anticipated from PRX, and way rougher for Leviatán, who need to kick it into gear. It all is going to have to start from that pistol on the other side. And for now, we'll go into the halftime, and we'll get to hear from someone who I think is probably very happy. We've got Frankie standing by with a PRX superfan.
I might have found PRX's biggest fan. Everyone say hello to Muslim. Muslim actually had tickets for tomorrow, but PRX are not playing then. So what did you do to make sure you could make it today?
So yeah, after I found out that PRX will not be playing on the day that I got my ticket, I contacted PRX on every single social media. I sent it emails on everyone that I know that has connections to PRX, and I sent a 3-minute video explaining why I'm the biggest PRX fan out there. And I asked them for a ticket, and they hooked me up for today's ticket. Thank you so much, PRX.
We actually don't have 3 minutes, but can you summarize what you did say?
So basically, I told them that I've been supporting PRX since 2021, since my SG, since they didn't even qualify for international. I've been here since Shiva was still in the roster. That's so long ago. So I even wrote articles when I was in journalism, when I was interning, about PRX. I begged my editors to write an article about them. So yeah, I'm a big fan of PRX.
What inspires this loyalty, Muslim?
It's just that I am a fan of underdogs. I've always felt like an underdog in my life. And PRX, I just feel that connection, you know? It feels like if they can go far, I can go as far as them.
I don't know if you've seen the scoreline, but I think it's 11-1. I don't think they're underdogs anymore, Muslim.
Yeah, they were underdogs, but now they're the giants. And then one day, I can become a giant like them.
I think you're on your way, Muslim. Thank you so much. Let's get back into the game.
We will get back in for as long as Lev will give us at this point. 11-1, PRX, they pick up the pistol. This is going to be curtains, you would think. This needs to be one hell of a defender side. Do exactly what PRX just did to them, but at the moment it feels like Lev just looking a little rusty, not quite awake here.
And meanwhile, PRX has come into this just with a full day's rest. Looking chipper, right as rain. Big, deep setup here. It's PRX slowly making their way forward. Looking for some kind of contact plays, but you've got the trip there in pizza, so looking to play off of that, but PRX can wall that off.
Yeah, recon to mid, wall up. This is all to try to sell it as a hit onto the B side, but instead they're just going to be barreling forward, able to get in on top of King, find that elimination, slide across, spikes in, looking for the kill. Will be able to find one, Sano now back, filling that space, has the bandit in hand, cleans up one on the something, the volley now at his feet. Gets another clean head tap. Ching will be able to take him down, gets the spot out as well. The spike drops behind him, needs to win this and does. And now it is just Neon, 6 bullets in the headhunter. The window already broken for him. PRX have no real idea what his angle of approach is going to be. They just double stack into hell. Staring into main. Set up on that now. Gets the information, drops down, rendezvous up to the top as the flash fully blinds him up, fishes for a little bit of damage, drops down, the right click's flying, but it's gonna be Devi. Taken low, but not taken down. PRX are up to map point in record time.
But then what can you do when this team just runs at you completely fearless, right through the paranoia, right through flashes? And this double down here from Jing, absolutely incredible to catch blows off guard. They know the spike is down, and your normal reaction as a player is to want to get that spike and get it into the site as quickly as possible, but Jing uses that against his opponent.
I will be their
PRX just absolutely confident beyond belief, and now you just have to buy every round here as Leviatán. So a couple shotguns, a stinger, Neon just the headhunter bullets. Full armor on 3 out of the 5 for Leviatán. So not everybody going to be one tap to that outlaw. A little bit of a trap setup here for Divide, but
Wall set.
He doesn't like what he sees, so instead just throws up the wall. Just going to situate that. Can be very easily cleared by Neon. Does have the rendezvous, so could pop it, jump back across. Shot out, and that connects on the Sato. He's down to 3 health now. Looking for that follow-up, and my God, he just cannot miss. The heal is there, but 2 players taken down so very low, so very early on a force buy to try to keep this map going. It just doesn't get any easier for them. A rare whiff there. As Blues does manage to back away.
It's Forsaken checking the smoke. You know there's shotguns in place. You have to be...
If he headshots this, if he just wall bangs him, okay.
Okay.
Careful now.
30 seconds left.
Sato just staying tucked where he can, the swing out, but he's just outgunned, doesn't have the range for it. King, however, does. Jumps forward, the Bucky able to deliver an immense amount of damage, and then he will get taken low. Now the second Bucky arrives. Spike's able to find another kill before getting taken out of the equation, but it's going to be Divide again. Still 1 death on him.
10 seconds left.
To just open up the site, and Neon again now has to do it all. Not much weaponry to try to recover. It's going to be an instant headshot. Divide gets the 4K. PRX get the 13-1 victory on their opponent's pick.
What a start. What a start for PRX. You didn't think that maybe they wouldn't come in here and play some of the best Valor you've ever seen? Well, you are dead wrong.
Absolutely. Lev trying to get into a fist fight with a fully fueled train, and they lose that every day of the week. Lotus is going to be coming up next, and Lev have to have something up their sleeve.
Just like he slide over the wall, bro. This guy crazy, you know, actually.
Holy shit, dude, I deleted this voice, holy
PRX, Alex, you had time this time around to make some changes. Why did you guys decide to stick to the Eurocomp?
Yeah, we did try to change a few things, but it didn't really work out for us. It turns out that like everything we try, we need a flash, so we can't play Ilya and Jet. So, and I think this particular comp plays well into theirs. I think having Sage and Vice allows us to stop the Phoenix, you know. So it's something we really considered.
Right, getting the most value from the 2 Sentinels and the Euro Flash.
I believed in PRX. I believed in PRX all along. I never at one point thought that Leviatán were going to win this.
No.
No, not at any point.
Who would ever predict Lev to win this game, right?
Most one-sided half of Masters London. I mean, first time we've seen a 31 all year, Billy, at a global event. Ridiculous. That was Leviatán's map pick. That was where they were supposed to try to get out to some level of a beginning. I'm ruined. I'm ruined.
Yeah, your pick'ems aren't looking too great today, guys. I will say that. Utter domination from PRX.
There's a reason why. There's a reason why PRX are the favourites for this tournament.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think they showed that on the first map. I think the fact that they could come in swinging like that. I mean, Envy having a great performance. We saw the Odin usage. 329 ACS is just ridiculous. Divai only having 1 death throughout the whole map. Mimi, talk to me.
No, this is honestly ridiculous from PRX. I think they had a great read of how to play their early rounds. And we can see some of those here where they had these aggressive looks, be it these ideas towards mid or fighting early into an extremity, which really shoehorns Lev into going for late hits on an expected side. And I think that's where the Sentinel utility was so valuable for PRX. They were always holding on to either that wall or some piece of Vice utility to completely hold the other side of the map, which meant they had very quick rotations, were always in the right position to flood, and Leviatán basically never got out of a choke point this entire half.
And you could see the ideas coming from Lev, trying to trip that Vise wall early. We saw it propped up in main, and it didn't matter which side of the map they went to. As you said, Mimi, you saw Envy being able to fight through mid with that Odin. We also saw something with the Operator fighting through mid, because you just had these such key Sentinel anchor players on the other side of the map, which was allowing them to take space wherever they needed to in that sense.
Yeah, I think you also saw this Sentinel utility, when Lev did just try and go for hits, be so disruptive to the way that they were scaling. There were so many rounds where it's one player out, Nexus getting hit by Thorns or a Slow Orb or whatever. I just don't think they did a good enough job of actually baiting any of those tools out in the mid round, because they were just getting shepherded into one angle where all the util was pretty much every round.
they were trying to default and break that Vice wall, but there were so many threats out there. And there's been a lot of discussion about something on the Euro, because it's a really unusual pick. You heard from Alex why they want that. They want him to be on the flash. But we got to take a look at this HyperX reflex moment of the match from something, because his op on defense was disgusting. It was gross. It was an absolute vile abomination. He was hitting shots everywhere, all over the place. And he hit a 2K in mid on round 9, and then this comes out in round 11.
Yeah.
Why is that?
That is absolutely disgusting from something. And I think that this is why we were speaking about PRX being able to start on the defense. We've spoken about the Sentinel, but also the threat of something being anywhere on the map with this weapon, Mimi. He just is too good with it.
It was honestly ridiculous. He got it online, and I don't even know if he died once he got the op. It was just so incredible out from him. You look at this entire PRX team, no one died. Alex is normally slamming his desk. He's actually happy for once.
Having a great
seeing
time.
That shot.
What could you possibly not be happy with about that map?
He found a way.
Yeah.
I think there was one like refight A main that he was molding about. Pretty happy otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, now they're going into 2 maps where they've been winning constantly. I said they're on a 10-match win streak. Well, 10-map, sorry, win streak, whenever Jing is able to play Raze. I mean, surely we're about to see more of the same, no? Can Lev actually bounce back in this one at all?
I think for Lev, I want to see what adaptations they make when we consider the defeat that they had on Lotus against NRG in the Swiss stage. And also just bring a bit of confidence, right? I think that we were seeing over-fighting from PRX and maybe not so disciplined at moments because they knew that they had the momentum on their side.
That is a change from Lev, though, going into now this Jet Raze composition instead, literally going bar for bar with the way that PRX plays this map and trying to match them here on that map that, like you're saying, Josh, has been so incredible for PRX. I think on defense especially, look for them trying to get another early operator up for something. If he gets that, the rest of the team gets to be so active elsewhere. They're brutal to shut down.
But this surely plays into the narrative of Lev being like baby PaperX.
Yeah.
But surely PaperX are going to know all of the tricks. They invented this.
Of course, we were literally joking during Swiss stage that Lev had just yoinked PaperX's composition, and like you mentioned, they're going to know those tendencies.
Let's send it over to Achilles and Paperthin to see how this series progresses. Can Lev bounce back?
Thank you very much, Monopoly Man. Yes, that is the question. Can they manage to find a foothold in this series? 13-1 on your map pick. Certainly not what you want to be seeing from this squad. Now they go to Lotus, the stomping grounds of PaperX, to try to see if they can turn around their misfortunes and get themselves back into this game.
Well, no doubt, PaperX doesn't want to let Leviatán pass go, doesn't want to let him collect $200. That's a spot out, that's a dink, but something gets dinked too.
A ton of damage now going to be suffered as Spikesian will be able to find that kill. The heal's immediately going to go through as Sato pushed back up to full health.
Huge early advantage. A good read here by King, at least considering the quick push out. But Invi just going to tuck in, waiting to see what they do. Meanwhile, the rest of PaperX, considering C, Lev knows PaperX's tendencies. They're at least cognizant that there could be some kind of quick lurk, quick play.
Be slotted forward, given some credence here by King, but will just also silently drift across. No, he's going to scale forward. Does he clear it? He's got to. Has that Sheriff to swing in. It's quite a bit of damage through, but cannot confirm the kill. Envy will be able to take him down to Vi at the same time, looking to still hold the door. Finds one, Pop Clutch is going to be sent, backpedal over to Waterfall as Jing tucked away as well, swings out, but Neon has the headshot. The right click's going to be going in, but blows somehow. Manages to stay alive, just 4 HP.
30 seconds left.
Heals for his teammates as much as he can offer. It's now just Envy.
Planted.
That recovered Sheriff in hand to try to see what damage he can get through, but this is looking good for Leviatán. 3 that he has to try to isolate, spots the first, but there's the counter swing. Neon will be able to have it, and Lev will take the opening round. 3 players staying alive, the pistol is theirs.
Yeah, this is great for Leviatán. Get that confidence flowing again. You know, you see this a lot where a team gets blown out on the first map and then is able to bounce right back effectively on the second. I always think back to that Fnatic versus DRX match years ago on in the first one on Bind, and then Fnatic bounced back, no problem. So certainly the start you were looking for here. I think the only concerning thing is PaperX had a pretty good read on this round. They just got outdone in the close quarters battles. Little jump there from Blows. Maybe able to avoid the brunt of that right click.
It's on a very early walkabout. Tailwind going to be expiring. Now he's stranded, and King able to just win out that aim duel. Tagged up, but again, the heals can come through. That's Levi looking for anything that he can get, and will just be the one. Asado gets taken down.
Saken went and scooped up a Sheriff. Oh my God.
Push forward, Jing. Belter of a shot, Blows is eliminated. Suddenly this is a 2v2. Spikesian will get them back into an advantage position for Saken now to try to see if he can clutch this out. The Spike's still gonna be down on the floor at backside.
This is his spot.
Has a smoke, has a paranoia, sets that up. If he swings this though, will be to his demise. Yep, King with a stinger, able to find it. Lev rescue the round. Grab what weaponry they can. It's gonna be a Phantom and a Bulldog. Carried forward as they go into the bonus.
Decent damage done by PaperX though. All things considered, if something wins that battle, even very, very different, but hitting some nice headshots there. Envy with the classic. Jing had one with the Sheriff. This PaperX invests a little bit into that round, so therefore, Guardian, instead of the half armor for Devi, go for that full armor buy. PaperX situating themselves to contest this mount hit.
Pop flash out, up and over goes Sato, but something will be able to strike him down. Swings out, looking for a little bit more. Can't quite turn the flash, but it's going to be Envy still looking to maintain control as Jing pushes forward the spike, trying to be recovered, but King falls alongside his teammates. Now just Neon on the complete opposite side of the map to try to see if he can do any further damage here. Otherwise, it's going to be a very clean anti-bonus for PRX. Second tucked in, he'll immediately going to be found. Damage does come through, but now have to be a 4K clutch to try to convert this one. PaperX just getting themselves situated around the corner. Flash at the ready, looking for the 3-2-1. They swing ahead of it, and Neon is still able to find 2 more kills. That ends up being very catastrophic for PRX in the end, as only Jing will survive.
Yeah, that means the economy's going to be a little bit funky here for PRX coming into this round. Curious what the buy's going to look like for Leviatán. It's a good opportunity for an Outlaw to come into this next round. Jing is going to have that showstopper, though. Yeah, I like this from Neon. Really nice pickup.
Well, maybe they thought that he was going to be playing anti-flash, turned away. And he just faces forward, takes his chances. He sent showstopper now online. Several half armors, so Neon with this Outlaw could absolutely feast.
And with both boombots there, Lev definitely not wanting to mess with that off the rip. Just looking for that re-aggression. Do get that Prowler, just get a quick spot there onto the last trailing player. Now PRX gonna shift around their formation just a little bit. As Leviatán taking their time with those aggressive early push outs of B. King trying to put himself in a spot where he can counteract that if there is another walkabout from the PRX boys, but a clear here of rubble off of all of this Sky util. Envy does spam a little bit, but this hasn't dissuaded Lev too much just yet, and that may be all according to plan.
Jump spot from Jing, not going to see anything. They've already cleared past rubble, sliding forward towards the door. Jump peek out. Jing now able to back away, but it's going to be Envy dead. Playing alone forward into tree. Loses his life, something still waiting for this lurk. Will be able to find the shot. King going to be struck down. So 4v4 with the plan coming through. The showstopper now going to be sent out. Spots one with the TP to dodge it. And Jing cannot plant his feet fast enough. Blows able to keep him covered. Finds that elimination. Divine now trying to scale forward. Does have the full armor. And smoke will bloom here in the on space. Clear of the Seekers. Alerting them to something's presence, but Forsaken at the same time is able to find Spike Scene. Re-ride of the rope. Sano looking for the push. Neon able to find the 2 kills. And the cleanup is good. 2 players alive. Leviatán maintaining the lead 3-1.
Yeah, they're playing really disciplined here. Kind of like what we saw in Ascent, but now they're hitting some of their shots. Neon in particular, really thriving. Great call there to dip into the Outlaw. See what they can get done with that, but this win right onto Envy. Envy tries to challenge it, maybe thinking that it might be a solo player. You see this all the time where there's a lurker who's playing with that door, trying to play with info. And that one, yeah, that was a little bit frustrating. You're going to lose that showstopper too, and now you're on an eco as PRX. So that's a brutal round. Leviatán giving themselves a really good chance to stretch this to 4.
This time probably earned frustration there for Alex as Forsaken is trying to find this elimination on Neon. Tags him, the knives immediately going to be popped. He's looking for it, and he's able to find it. Forsaken going to be struck down. Neon able to find a second, but Jing is there as well. Comes away with a kill. Tailwind out, something able to dodge that paranoia. Keeps it into a 2v2 as the jump spot will locate him. They know that he's still sticking around. They know he's going to be in this more entrenched position, but he's still somehow able to find Spike Scene. Savai around the back, the Sheriff in hand, blows, pulling off of the angle now. Checking towards the baby door, nothing going to be spotted there, and Defy clips him in the head to get the MasterCard Thrifty.
I mean, he is just unreal today. 1 death on Ascent. And it was funny, I talked to him in between the halves here, and Devi goes, I go, 1 death, buddy, and he goes, yeah, maybe I should have just saved that round. I was like, where's the bonus, bro?
Could have done, but now a big round to try to rally back into this one for PRX as they look to tie things up. The economy broken down on the side of Leviatán. PRX well ahead as far as the ults are concerned as well.
And that operator, scary. Oh, what a shot from Neon. Great shut down there.
Good way to start this one off. Pull off what will feel like an effective sortie of their own. Turn of the flash. Forsaken looking for that second kill, but he cannot get it. Sano will be able to strike him down. Envy now backpedaling over to the connector door. Divine ready to counter swing out from stairs. Envy holds his own for 1. The showstopper's going to be locked in, but Envy ends up getting out in front of that one. Dodges it, but now something on the approach around the back will be noted by this wall. King still alive and in the mix. Just pops that to make them continue considering the flank, but it looks like Lever considering the pivot into the B site where something lying in wait, but he's getting more and more committed onto this angle. Finds one, Cloudburst down. Skirts back and for now, the swing not coming through. players dangerously low. 65 health between the two of them.
Just trying to wait this out, probably talking about how they want to clear this. Do have a little bit of util with the raise.
Ooh. Oh. What a hit that would have been. It ends up going wide. Left. King now able to get that spike in play. Has the Steel Guard as well for a post plant. Does he just send it? No. Doesn't get given the opportunity, and there's the shot. Something eventually creeping in behind is able to find Sato, and Paper Rex with a fuse will tie it up at 3-3.
I mean, this is just the individual brilliance of Paper Rex on display. Able to kind of outdo some of their opponents in big moments here. Some trades early. I like the attempt of the dodge by Envy. I mean, he at least doesn't die to the showstopper.
Yeah.
But then something all over the map there, baiting out the wall, rotating back through, understanding that they could be going through that door because Devi's holding A site. So prepped and ready, and has a great cloud burst to set him up for another angle, and then he rotates again, and he completely fools Leviatán.
Well, they're looking to maybe go aggressive at C, at least get that orb, try to maybe cycle up another round of Seekers for blows.
Show them we're blinding practice.
Something is going to be there with that operator.
And Neon's got one too here, but he's all on his own. This is scary.
Playing it solo. Something maybe anticipating that TP up the top. Nothing going to be seen there. Neon will get rewarded with that operator. Finds the kill. Forsaken going to be struck down the peek in. Looking for the flick, but it does not connect. Quick reposition back onto the site, trying to see if anyone gives him an angle. Do they swing into this, or do they just backpedal for now? They're staying statuesque. Tucked around the corner. As Trailblazers going to lead the way. Something considers chasing it, but this is maybe a bit of false info here. Paper Rex are starting to rotate out, not expecting that everyone is widely just sat here at Mount.
Yeah, they're anticipating that off of that Trailblazer that Leviatán would make a move with that info that was gathered on the Paper Rex side, but they're being extraordinarily cautious on this attacker side. They are constantly taking these pauses, trying to wait Paper Rex out. They know that can be one of those things that gets into Paper Rex's head is they got to keep moving, they got to keep going, and you can use that against them sometimes.
35 seconds, they don't even hear this Trailblazer, so TP forward, they will find this site empty. There is not even a lick of util from the Vice either. It's Jing going up and over, not tripping the wall, and that could be costly. King, however, watching back, I do believe, checking this angle, and Jing might get caught off guard. He's able to find the spot out, but cannot find the kill. Now the Steel Garden at the ready. Swinging from Sato to his demise, something able to come away with one, trading it back. It's still in a player deficit. The Steel Garden's gonna be exchanged on either side. Devi, a fadeaway shot, is able to find Neon before his gun is taken away. Gets it back into a 3v3, and now the knives are here. Something looking to try to break their way forward onto the side. He's gonna be good for one, but Spicing sits him down. Envy now scaling forward, but it's Devi coming away with blows. The defuse is in, and Paper Rex, he will take the lead. The operator gets recovered.
I mean, it takes a lot to get there. Again, good flank awareness from Leviatán. They're being very cautious in terms of making sure that they know that Paper X is going to want to get in their backside quickly. And even with Jing trying a cheeky up and over, they're still ready for it. They got it. They got it. Well, that's tough. Yeah, I mean, you have an odd man situation post-plant there for Leviatán, and they can't hold it down. There's something holding onto that Blade Storm there. It's a nice counter to the Steel Garden. Devi fearless for those peaks around the corner. It's little things like that that are so difficult to play against. Very few teams play like Paper Rex.
Fast hit now going to be coming forward. TP into the site. Spikes in arriving. And Sato able to dispatch Jing. Envy trying to fill that space, trying to push in, but that paranoia does not connect. Devi is only going to be good for one. They up the pace, and it's looking pristine. Leviatán not going to be allowing for Paper X to start running away with this. Unless something can come away with a 4K clutch with the operator. Lev will tie it up 4-4. Tucks back, Trailblazer not going to get the spot out. But this is still a gargantuan task, even for somebody of something's caliber. I have to expect that this is just going to be a save.
For sure. Just a matter of, is anybody going to try to clear him? Try to take the gun? Still some money in the bank for Paper Rex between Something and Envy. Really want to keep this operator going into the next round.
We'll just stick around trying to see if he gets these exits, but Leviatán wise to it will make their way through the connector out towards the A side of the map, keeping everybody else alive. So 4 weapons going to be carried over as they look to build up this economy for themselves. PRX, it's rough around the edges. Cash in hand for Envy, but the other players widely buying down. So 4-4, Leviatán not going out without a fight.
For sure, and this is them winning a lot of individual battles. They're trying to play off the back of those flashes quick, but Leviatán, because Sato's able to hold the line. Yep, and when he's on fire, that's when Leviatán is definitely scary. Want to see him pick it up. Hard not to like the way he's been playing so far here in London. A little bit of a rough start though, but that round right there, a difference maker for sure.
Boombot out, TP up. Tailwind's gonna be popped, something looking for the peak. Makes his exit, the updraft having to be used as well, but Forsaken at the same time, gonna be taken down, trying to scale out of that A door. Again, just dispatched by Neon. Now the Seeker's online, and Envy dropped as well. The peak from main. PRX are getting scattered to the winds.
Yeah, they're losing these 1v1s now.
And now they're rotating off the site.
Now they have to gamble one way or another. Keep that up in safe positions is probably what you're considering here.
And once again, Leviatán just going to look to run down the clock a bit. Go for that slow creep forward. See that they have this site empty. As Devi will start cutting back towards this side, just a Sheriff in hand. Might be good for one or two, but I suspect that he's not going to be able to hold his own for very long. Spot him on that Trailblazer. Will move forward. The smoke, however, is going to be dissipating, and Neon is very much ready for it. Immediately has the shutdown for Jing and something. It's time to just tuck back and wait for this spike to erupt.
You could definitely go hunting now as Leviatán. You should be pushing the map very quickly here. They already are. So Jing heard that flash over in water, so he's just gonna try something a little bit different. Nice that you're gonna be able to save that Sky ult as well here as Leviatán going into the next round. Kind of curious if maybe this is where Alex gets involved. Might be time to calm the boys down a little bit. Jing,
yeah, I have to suspect that there's gonna be a timeout off the back of this one.
Yeah, I mean, I think you might wanna, there's a kill for something. You might want to talk about some of these isolation plays that they're trying to make, some of these 1v1s that they're taking. Probably just say, hey, I know we had a great ascent, but let's tighten the screws a little bit. Let's get this ship sailing back in the right direction. Because right now, the wind's against us.
You see the timer stop, so timeout call will be coming through. As PRX needing to try to assess how they're going to get back into this one, because it's just been a lot of contact fights that they're not winning, resulting in these very early advantages for Leviatán. So I think Coinbase's win condition for them is just pump the brakes, play it slowly. You know that Lev is going to be more than happy to do just the same.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's part of the discussion here is, look, we know what they're doing. They've shown us a few fast rounds, right? Like we had the one on the B where they're going to dive in. Don't counter, play for these retakes. You know, we're doing a great job in that regard. Even when we've been at an odd man disadvantage, if we wait for the full forces, if we play together, that's when they're at their best. Make sure you're doing that. Make sure that, you know, you've got the support there before you start making your moves. And just probably just chill a little bit. I mean, the aim's been a little bit off compared to what we saw in Ascent, so those things coming through. But yeah, it is defender side of Lotus, but believe it or not, folks, PRX has been better on the defender side on this map, so probably want to make sure that you're getting as much value as you can out of this. Not in an ult cycle really, other than Forsaken's ult, which you never know when he's got that in hand.
True.
What the hell he's gonna do, but
could do something wild, but 2 away from having a showstopper back online. Looks like they're gonna try to fight this at Mount, or rather at Rubble. Secure that orb. See if they can come away with anything else, but Lev, they have the numbers stacked up here, so they are more than ready for a scrap. As a shot not gonna be connecting. Quick little jump across from Sato, and Neon just paces forward. Phantom at range, still able to find that kill. Seeker's now gonna be sent out. Sato gonna be good for 1. Blows taken. Down Jing, and that is going to be a 3-player advantage. It's a timeout call. Whatever they had drummed up, it's better on the side of Lev. The base in, Neon, good for another. Swings out, and oh my God! Swift on the taps, Devi, dead. And it is a flawless for Leviatán to get up to 6.
Neon is actually insane right now. That Phantom is hot, to say the least.
Good Lord.
Oh my God, this one right here.
One enemy remaining.
He doubles down, deals with Devi. That one, a little bit frustrating. You know, something there, got a little bit baited. Thought he could go for the crazy flick. You know, maybe that early one on Ascent's got him feeling that he can hit anything. And
now the operator's out of cycle. As Showstopper gonna be invested here. Neon as well with the knives, and Soto! Man, both duelists! Finds it from beyond the grave, and Neon is still just looking so slick, so keyed in. Will not be able to find the kill on the NB, but tees it up. Took him low, and now it's just Devi dead on the push out of the smoke. Leviatán up to 7. A lead at the half now secured with one more round to be played.
they are just on it. I mean, a great coordination here. The deep flash to get some space. I mean, just insane stuff with the Showstopper into a Blade Storm. PRX is trying to see if they can counter it. And Alex doesn't like the play, doesn't like the idea. Yeah, losing both duelists that fast. Sure, Sato. Don't need that second blast pack.
Well, maybe not the way that they've been playing.
Right.
As Jing again, that Showstopper at the ready. A shot out from something. Pops that tailwind. Meanwhile, Neon has the operator just holding down that position at Mound, making sure that there's no deep flank push coming through. And he will have the jump peak shot Envy eliminated, and there's just no way to counter swing him that quickly. So he gets out scot-free. Flash gonna be popping, spikes in, able to turn that, able to find the kill. Devi now eliminated, and PRX continue to struggle as Forsaken and risky TP, but manages to get out of it and find the kill on Asado. In with a shout perhaps, blows now gonna be eliminated. King down. Forsaken will get traded, now a 2v2. The Showstopper still available to Jing. Rotating around as the plant will be committed, and something staying in place. The operator getting closer and closer. He's scoped in. Something, however, doesn't have the angle. Now we'll check him. Finds the shot. Immediately dashes forwards. The Showstopper's just trying to locate this player. Will have him. Spike scene will explode. And that's going to be PRX rescuing as much as they can, making this a 7-5 half.
It looked again like they were going to be outdone. But this time around, Forsaken just in the nick of time, dodges the paranoia. Something Johnny on the spot here. Ooh, Forsaken had a moment. And then, yeah, like you said, the Showstopper still there for Jing. So they're able to make it to 5.
Oh, ludicrous way to close out a 5th round win, but Leviatán still out in the lead by 2. We'll see if they can close out this map when we come back after the break.
Hopefully they close it out. Hopefully PRX. Please don't overheat, man. Every other match they overheat. Oh. They won't know. They won't know. Cool, man. Stellar trade. Again a trade. Again a trade. Yeah, it's a good idea to go see. Please don't do over push. Nice, 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 nice. Going great. There are 4C. They need to be careful. They need to be careful. Be careful. Be careful. Nice. But they did lose one bulldog. Nice. That also did work. Oh. Nice. Don't overpush. Okay, still a trade. Still a trade. Mr. Shaw. Mm. He would need headshots. You can play for time. NT. They're starting to rotate. Either they have to move really fast or need to rotate. They can still take the side. Fuck. There are 3 here. Oh man. It won't convert. Nice trade. Careful, be careful. Nice. Somehow managed to clear it out, man. I'll save, yeah. At least that's nice. What? All of them are coming this side and not looking. Yeah, only 2 rifles saved. So they have left B empty, they can rush B. Can do. They need to be careful, they need to be careful. They can play on devices. Nice. 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 1v1. Oh, nice swing. Nice.
For a little bit, he's not going to be able to do anything but try to go for the stick on the retap. And it's going to be a timeout for Leviatán. Talk about this defender side a little bit. Things starting to slip away. The economy kind of all over the place for the team. You're going to have a few players who could theoretically buy, but many who can't. So in this coin-based win condition, maybe talking about some of the overall map theory here. I mean, I think they played that round okay. They're trying to go for the retakes. It's just you intentionally gave up that space on B because you've got the Vice util there thinking it's kind of safe, but you know, PRX just did to you what you did to them on the other half, where you just get up and over it with those 2 duelists so fast that there just isn't really time to recover, and because something is instantly scaling in towards heaven there, towards their spawn, and creating that extra buffer for PRX to get in and get the plant. It's just so difficult to react in time.
Well, understandably, Neon going to go for the force on this Phantom. He's got the cash behind it, and he has been insane on this map. 23, 12, and 3 at the moment on this Jet. Meanwhile, the Raze is left on struggle street a bit. Nearly both showstoppers online. If Sato can get an orb or get a kill, it's looking like why they want to be able to fight out towards C Mound, but there is no PRX presence on that side of the map.
Yeah, I mean, you're kind of hoping here that PRX maybe gets a little bit over
They don't go for it.
Yeah, I'm worried about Jing's ult. Like, are they going to commit it here?
It's going to be a fast rotate. Trailblazer going to be cleared before it can swing that corner. But the players now arriving on the B site. Leviatán
either they need to
in a
move
position to go
fast
for a
or they
very fast crunch play back into A. Door will have to get broken. As Devi is going to be the one leading the charge. He's going to be able to dispatch blows with ease. Paranoia now going to be sent through with a reface in. Spikeson had not gotten blinded up, so he finds a kill on Devi. Backpedal for something, hits the shot. Neon going to be taken down by the Outlaw. And has a reroute on Spikeson, making his way through upper now. And Sato as well, not wanting to face in towards something, and I can't blame him.
They have 2 weapons.
With the Steel Garden, do you try to invest this? You have the weapons recovered. 2 in hand. It's going to be Showstopper out something. Cleaning up a kill on Sato. There's Jing trying to get in a position to come away with his kill, but he gambles incorrectly. He's just there around the corner. TP's across now for the reposition. Jing fighting for, but unable to align that shot. Gets taken down now, a 2v3, so at least a chance to get some more damage in perhaps, and King will be able to do so, but the round cannot go their way.
At least that one then.
10-8, Leviatán back into a pie. Need to start turning things around from here.
The good news here for Leviatán is you did make it awfully costly for PRX. You got some ults out of them. Their economy not in the best spot necessarily. They're going to be able to buy into this one, sure. But you've been doing some pretty good damage. Now you're going to be coming into your ult cycle. You're going to have that operator for Neon. Going to have the Showstopper, so there's some really good tools here to get your 9th. Give yourself another big chance here, but PRX starting to slowly claw their way into a match victory.
Showstopper going to be sent down for Forsaken immediately. Skips down, gets out. Some ult going to be committed to no avail. Slobs it into the corner, nothing found. King, meanwhile, blast back to cross, gets the spot on the King, and that Steel Guard is going to be used very early on, but he has worked down to 1 HP. Trying to hold the line, but maybe just come up with the brakes here. As Spikeson TP's into the corner, he's able to find Jing. Fakes the exit, and this can absolutely catch PRX off guard. And it has something bounding forward. They eventually flush him out, but that play might just rescue the round for them. There's Devi and enemy. A volley of kills back into their favor. Neon trying to assess which angle this is going to be, and he will find it. Envy cannot get them over the line. 2 players surviving, and Lev now 1 away from tying it up.
I think PRX here just doesn't register that there's going to be these fast rotations from Leviatán. After that Steel Garden, I figured they just have to leave Jing as a sacrificial lamb for this
round. It's almost like the
round.
moment they start playing way too careful.
Instead, they try to double down and take the fight, but that's a tough one to take.
Otherwise, PRX plays a really good one.
And so something just going to cut funds for the Blade Storm and a full armor bandit sitting behind it. And again, this is what I was talking about. You've been doing so much damage to PRX economy. Now it's starting to rear its ugly head.
Just gonna go pushing out of this Cloudburst to the demise, and Spikeson is able to find 3! Nearly gets the 4th as something taken down to 20 health, and the fast pivots are coming through. No updraft, so has to just wait out these thorns. And Neon ready to pop the door, go for the backstab. Something will fall, the spike now on the floor. Devi. There's just no way to break this. The pressure being applied from all angles. Shell shut down him as well. We'll find even more damage. And at this point, it feels like it's just a matter of time until Neon is able to find him through the wall. We'll be running low on bullets, so it's a hold for now, but even for Devi, this is an impossible task. King will take him down, and that is a damn clean round for Leviatán to find as they tie it up at 10-10. Economy on the side of PRX completely absent.
Yeah, they're taking some really nice fights. Right here at Mound, a great flash from the Vice to tee him up. Beautiful timing from King, who has been so good with his util.
Not a live feed, but might as well be.
guarantee that's what was going on.
Might be a bit worse as well. Double digits hit for both squads.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is probably now talking about the macro game for PRX. A couple rounds here where they've been outdone in that regard, where they've kind of brute forced their way through, and I think they got too much confidence from, I think it was round 18 there, where they brute forced their way onto A, and yeah, they got through, they made it work, but it was still kind of costly for them anyway, because they ran into the stack of Leviatán, and then a couple rounds ago, again, Jing gets into the site, but they get the steel garden out, and Jing's the only one who really gets caught by it. He's stuck on there, they've done some damage, and instead they try to go for the refight through that door without the right util to really clear it. And even then, it's still a big gamble because you've given up that opportunity for Leviatán to make those rotates. So probably just talking a little bit more about how they want to approach the map. They're going to be coming into an eco. Something going to go with the Marshal, it looks like. Everybody else sheriffs. It's getting close. It's getting interesting.
And it's exactly what Lev needs. They can just avoid dropping another thrifty over. Whole position to extend this over to split. Something maybe with a glimpse, but will just make his exit. Meanwhile, Neon, easy enough shot.
He's been so good on this map, it's crazy. He is out of control. And there's this wall here. Let's see if PRX is just trying to bait this a little bit, if they're actually going to make a move, because Blows is ready. Oh, never mind.
Okay. Face forward, a hell of a lot more players there than he might have anticipated. And Divine's going to be able to find the kill. And does manage to find Sato as well to boot. Forsaken trying to push the issue, but doesn't get blinded out. But Jing now, with that sheriff in hand, still going to be good for elimination. The shorty doesn't come away with one. Neon looking for the no-scope.
Holy shit.
Spikes in at the same time.
No.
How's the headshot? And what the hell just happened?
No way!
There's a mastercard thrifty,
What
and I
the
don't know
fuck?
what I just watched.
He didn't even have his gun out! Was it a no-scope?
It was a no-scope, man.
We gotta see it from something. We gotta see it.
These make sense. I can understand this, but now we get to this part, and things start going wonky.
Oh my god.
And it was going so well for Leviatán, but it's just one little mistake. And it costs you so much.
Still can turn around. They have
Still
money
have the
to buy.
operator. Still had the money.
PRX needs to be careful.
Now a lot of players are going to be bought down in those credits. Pivotal round. Especially with PRX.
Imagine if they would
swinging
be
their
like
weight over
team
towards
damage
the
by
A side.
weapons in this game, man.
Showstopper.
How funny it is.
Grabs the orb, sends it immediately. TP past this wall. Forsaken trying to get himself forward onto the side. It's going to be King trying to hold. Things over a tree. He cannot hold it at all. Showstopper going to be locked in. Jing able to find that elimination with a volley of kills back for Lev. It's still looking decent, but Jing is looking better. A 3K for him.
Spike planted.
And a spike scene.
Good.
Having to do it all in a 1v3. He'll be good for a kill or something, but Jing gets the 4K. And PRX get up to match point.
There's so much has been talked about coming into this match with Jing's Rays, and he's been relatively quiet until this round, and he finally comes to life with a big one, gets the showstopper, gets the 4K, and gets PRX one away.
They're on the verge of a 2-0 to start off their run here at the playoffs. Leviatán now calling what could very well be their final timeout of this series. Like you said, the money is going to be rough around the edges. Have to suspect that Neon is going to be playing for an orb. He's one away from having those knives online, and he will have to make them connect.
Well, I think this is what you're talking about, is exactly how you want to utilize your util to make sure you can get one of those orbs, whether it be C, whether it be A. Which one of those are you going to think about fighting for? You know, you've got the exact same setup, so where do you want that flash to land? Do you want to commit the paranoia to it to make sure you can get it? The paint shells are 100% coming out wherever you're fighting. It's just a matter of, is your coordination going to be better than PRX's if you run into each other? That's just the big question. This is a lot, I think, about just this one specific round and then maybe a few little macro ideas talking about, hey, let's make sure we're not giving up quite so much space. Let's be a little bit more proactive in the info game. Once PRX is dug in, they are impossible to drag out.
Well, I don't know about you, but I, for one, would love to see this go to overtime.
26 and 7.
Leviatán will need to make that happen to try to claw their way back into this.
Out of game.
Let's see if they can get it done. The up and over attempt at the flick. Something unable to find Sato. Just leaking at them, and that alone is enough for him to gain control.
So,
doesn't give you that blade storm.
Yeah, blade storm grabbed off that orb, so Sato putting his life on the line so that Neon can ride. Find a smattering of damage, but eat some back in exchange. The heals are going to be there.
Yeah, how many knives did he have to use there? 2?
Yeah, looks like
a couple.
So
that's important.
To find the reset. As it's going to be challenging here against NB, and there you have it. The clean one tap, and now can just collect the gun as well. Pass that over to teammate and just hold on to it himself. Looks like it's going to be the former. We'll take the Guardian in hand and the slow scale forward from PRX as they continue to creep up towards the more stacked site.
Switch to B if they want to.
Sato just staying tucked away. Angel's at the ready, but Spike's in on that peak, is able to find something, and blows, gets the buy in exchange. The player advantage very much established here for them. Forsaken does manage to intercept Neon.
30 seconds left.
Elimination found, but now a 2v3. The swing around the back of side. Jing able to find Sato, but the Spike going to be dropped, and Forsaken having to do it all. He's going to go TPing across the other side of the map. The util here shrugs off that damage from the Thorns. Spike now in play. King, the first to arrive. The jump spot has seen him. Forsaken pushing forward. Sees him on the other side. Just jumping over that corner. Goes back towards water. The shorty looking for the kill. 17 bullets remaining in the mag. They just go ring around the rosy. The tap of the defuse. Not committing to it quite yet though. And Forsaken able to isolate down to 1. Knows exactly where the other player is, but he only has 6 health. Blows has to try to go for the push. He has to go for this kill. Forsaken though does not allow it. 13 to 10.
Nice.
The series.
PRX for the win.
And what
amazing, man,
a
amazing.
start for them. That ascent has got to have a lot of teams shaking in their boots. You would think that's one of their weakest maps, and they absolutely deserve.
Yeah.
Los Niños finally banished that second place curse by winning in VCT EMEA. It was a massive lower bracket run. They beat Vitality in the grand finals. It was a crazy 5-mapper. But they've yet to win a global tournament, and Heretics have been in these finals before. That's another second place curse potentially. Could this be the time, Billy? What's the form looking like for these kids?
Yeah, I think that you have to consider their performance regionally. They got knocked into that lower bracket on the very first day of playoffs, and then went on to beat Eternal Fire in the rematch to be able to qualify to make it to this event. Honestly, I think it's the best form that they could have come into. The odds were stacked against them when we think about that BO5 grand final against Vitality, yet somehow they were able to break the curse and finally lift a regional trophy in EMEA.
Yeah, went all the way to 5 maps. What a moment it was for Benji, getting to qualify here, playing in front of his home crowd now in London. He was one of the key players for me when I was watching those playoffs in EMEA. But the team, they stepped up as a whole. Not only was their approach to this meta really interesting and quite good, but the player form made me feel like I was watching that 2024 Heretics team that actually did something internationally, made it to that champs final
and
again.
It's crazy because the group didn't start off for them like that at all. They had lost their first 2 games in the regular season, and then for some reason, the reason probably being Koshmaris, they just decided to go on a blitz run, and it was absolutely incredible to watch. They look at their peak performance right now.
Well, let's talk about Koshmaris then, shall we? Because he is the guy who turned the ship around for them. He's come in, he's a rookie player, he's a big Neon player as well, and we're seeing Neon nerfs. Now, we've just seen, like, you can play well with Neon. Neon is still getting really strong performances out here, but how do you think Kosh in particular is going to be affected by this change?
I don't think he's going to be hugely affected. Honestly, I would be surprised if he wasn't still playing the Neon. I think that this was such a big win condition for Heretics, the way he played, in particularly their ideas in early rounds of how to take space and fight for opening picks around Koshmaris. Their game plan was hugely reliant on him finding success in those moments. They used huge amount of resources to get it done, but he was very consistent in delivering it.
Yeah, he was definitely the turnaround point for Team Heretics, and I think the coaches were criticized quite a little bit at the beginning when they decided to make that roster change, but in my opinion, him coming into this roster has actually allowed Woot to feel more comfortable across the duelist pool as well that we can consider. And I guess my question to you guys is, have you ever seen a Neon running it down on the Odin, and can we expect to see him do that here on the global stage?
I mean, we've seen imitators, like in America's Josh started to do it a little after Koshmaris, but he's the originator of this, and it's kind of ridiculous how good he was with the Neon Odin.
Dude, he was fantastic with it. He literally is pioneering something exciting as a player who's just coming in. Now, Neon is not getting picked as much here because of these nerfs, but the win rate is still spectacular. It's one, I mean, prior to the game that we just watched, because I ran the numbers there, it was 8 out of 12 maps Neon has actually won when there isn't a Neon on the other side. That's exceptionally good. I mean, where is the nerf?
And the thing is, we are probably expecting to see this Neon pick rate go up now that Koshmaris is here, because when I consider his time in EMEA, they were playing Neon across every single map, and as you've already kind of hinted at, Mimi, I don't think we expect to see him move away from that agent.
No, I think that if he changes away from Neon, we'll actually see a Heretics that is significantly changing the way that they play, because I think so many of their game plans are built around specifically him on the Neon, on the defense as well, with how they play their aggressive rounds. To me, the change for Heretics, like you're saying, the turnaround, the style was all about the implementation of this guy.
And do not forget, this guy was playing in Tier 3 literally only 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And now today, he gets to step onto that global stage, which is just so exciting.
Well, this global stage is happening in London, and there is a hometown hero in this match. So let's hear from the man himself, Benjamin Fish.
Jen here with Benji Fishy of Team Heretics. Now, Benji, you've played in front of huge crowds before, but this time, this is your home crowd. Talk to us about the different type of excitement that you're feeling right now.
I think I'm most excited to play in front of my family and my friends. I think that's what, you know, I've been thinking about the most, but I hope the crowd's going to be on my side because I'm English. So, yeah, I guess we'll see.
We have to set the bar. So, what are you expecting from the crowd? Say, Benji Fishy, ace!
Woo!
Benji Fishy, clutch!
Oh my god, he's so good! Oh my god! Wow, my English go.
Team Heretics win!
Woo!
All right, get that, guys? We'll be expecting that from you.
Live coaching the crowd there. I don't know if the crowd is going to feel super confident about replicating Benji Fishy on that one, but well, it's packed to the rafters today for PRX Leviatán, now for this game too.
Yeah, it's tough to do. Do we want to try?
No, I don't. You do not. I can't see enough movement. I don't want another scenario like that.
All right.
No, I want to talk about the match further and look at things from Vitality's perspective here, right? Because yes, that EMEA Grand Finals goes to 5 maps, but that was with Vitality having double map ban as well, and still Heretics won. Vitality have come through the Swiss stage unharmed, 2-0. They beat DRG with a chaotic win over Foot as well. But nobody wanted to pick them in the playoff draw. So there's a little bit of a strange thing going on here, where in theory, they should be your strongest team coming out of Swiss based on how the first seed's picked. But they didn't get tested as much, perhaps, as some of the other teams would be.
I think when you consider the opponents that they faced, yeah, maybe didn't get tested as much in that Swiss stage, but I think as well, losing that Stage 1 finals was probably actually the best thing for them when we consider being able to get those reps in and having players like Sayonara and Profek warm up to the stage.
Yeah, and those guys certainly did deliver. I think Kron as well was a huge piece of them playing in the Swiss stage. But I'm still not sold on Vitality. I think in particular for me, the issues that I was seeing manifest in the group stage were how they're playing a lot of these late rounds. You look at a team like Heretics or like PRX who just played, and a lot of the focus is how good the late team fighting is. And throughout the series that they played against, Foot especially, I felt the way that they were playing these late rounds was often extremely reliant on people in solo positions bailing the team out, not doing a good enough job in my mind of actually grouping up, playing these team fights in conjunction. And I think they kind of got away with it because of just how good that player form was. And if that doesn't improve for playoffs, I worry about that translating against better opposition.
It does almost feel like in moments they were slipping into those old habits, as you mentioned, Mimi, and that's when I start to question the IGL experience from Yampi, being hesitant in making those decisions. We saw it in the group stage in EMEA, and now we're seeing little glimpses of it here at the global stage in Masters London. We need to make sure that that IGL differential doesn't come out on play for Team Vitality here today, because when I think back to that BO5 performance as well in EMEA's Grand Finals, Boo was calling an absolute masterclass. So I think this head-to-head today is really interesting and one to watch out for.
Just to pick up what you were saying as well, though, Mimi, about that clash between maybe some micro mistakes, but still hero plays. There's no denying that this roster is full of talent that can make those hero plays. One that we don't talk about very often is Profek, but he actually had a really solid map 3 against Foot to be able to push them across the line, along with like smatterings of other big moments earlier on, like here on Lotus.
Yeah, I think that he's the player who is kind of that extra 1% for them to really be a great team, and he certainly delivered. I think if he doesn't play as well as he did with some of these multi-kill rounds, that clutch you just saw in particular, I really don't think you see Vit actually beating out Foot in this early stage, but I still feel like it's a little inconsistent. It's not always this level.
I think on the second map, yes, it wasn't the best, but I think when we looked to that third map, I was really impressed by the way in which he was able to mentally reset. Yes, the numbers aren't looking great here, and I think it's very easy to get lost in this roster when you have the names that you have, but he was one of the best controllers coming out of EMEA last year.
Well, let's have a look at one of the winningest players that we have on this roster as well, and hear from Chronicle.
Here at Chronicle of Vitality, Chronicle, you guys were the last team picked in the draw. Were you expecting that result, and why do you think teams are scared to pick you?
I mean, kind of the same, like expected and unexpected, because some teams were just talking that they wanted to play against us and they didn't. But the reason why they didn't want to play us is because like they know we're doing strats through ChatGPT, like our coach Pal is just a genius. So yeah, I mean, like when you have such a power under your back, it's just GG, like people are just insta scared.
Okay, thank you and good luck today.
Team Heretics, they took the EMEA Grand Final. Vitality will not have forgotten about that. But the meta shifted. Neon's nerfed and Los Niños will need to find answers fast. Revenge is on the menu. Will it be Vitality dining out or Heretics doubling down? Let's take a look at our map Veto to find out where this match is headed.
Alright, hello and welcome guys. Let's do the map veto for Heretics versus Vitality. So Heretics is the higher seed and they are choosing their side.
Team B.
Team B. Alright, which means Vitality is banning first.
It's a nice weather today here for the first time. Thank you. We ban Haven.
Haven is banned, okay.
Yeah.
And how about you guys?
We ban
Pearl is banned, okay. Then Vitality picking the first map.
It's getting warmer here. There is no more that cold breeze, so we pick breeze.
Okay.
But I can't run over here.
And the side for breeze, please.
So bright. Defense.
Defense. And how about your map pick?
Lotus.
Lotus.
Start the attack.
Alright. We have Ascent, Fracture and Split left, and Vitality is banning first.
Yeah, ban Ascent.
Okay. Ascent is banned. Last two maps are Fracture and Split.
One Split.
Split is banned,
Split
which means
decision.
We have Fracture as a decided map
attack.
and Heretics picking.
No.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, you are picking.
Yeah.
Good catch.
This is already rigged.
Hey.
Yeah, start attack.
Giving us a taste of our medicine.
Yeah.
I'm rigging EMEA against EMEA.
Yes.
Wait, so you said attack?
Attack, we start attack.
Yeah. So let me give you a quick recap. We start with Breeze, Heretics defense. Then we have Lotus, Vitality attacks, and if you have Fracture, Vitality attacks. Everything correct, guys?
Yep. Yeah.
Thank you, good luck.
Winning EMEA, it was really special.
Trophy lift years in the making.
We'd gone second place so many times,
The cursed number for Team Heretics.
but we finally were able to overcome it.
Benji Fishy stands as their savior.
When I saw that this year was going to be Masters London, there was no chance that I wasn't going to qualify.
Going to the playoffs in my first international, it just feels amazing. A lot of teams from EMEA, when they qualified, they didn't make it to playoffs. I am happy to face top teams and actually show them what can we do.
I want to represent my country as well as possible. English crowds are amazing.
I expect them to support Benji Fishy and Team Heretics. This is Benji's hometown, and I expect them to be loud.
Many people think that we are worried going into the playoffs, but I think team in playoffs should be scared of us.
I want you to be scared of us, because we are in really good shape.
Just be careful. We have goats, Chronicle and Derek. You don't.
Show me how to feel alive. Hold me close and let it ride. Show me how to feel alive.
London, make some noise for this European derby. It's Team Heretics versus Team Vitality.
fighting for the right to take on PRX in an upper semi-final. We find ourselves here with a rematch of the EMEA Grand Finals. The GOATs on one side, the hometown hero on the other. You've got Durka and Chronicle facing Benji Fishy.
It's so exciting when we see this, because the fact that we got to see it only a matter of weeks ago and it being such an upset as well for Team Heretics to be able to win regionally, a match that Vitality should have won. But looking at this map, BO, we're seeing some similar maps creep up that we saw in that BO5. Breeze being one of the starting ones for me is interesting because that felt like a very close affair the last time that we saw these teams go up against one another. I think Lotus as well, Heretics, that has been one of their favorite maps when we consider their performance in EMEA. And of course Fracture, that was Team Vitality's insta-ban in all of EMEA regionally. Of course we've seen it here at this event since then, but it's a question of will Team Heretics done their homework or not?
Yeah, it certainly is. Heretics, they had that time qualifying directly into the playoffs. We've seen one of the other teams, they placed 100% on that Neon in Leviatán, stick to the agent. We're expecting Heretics to do the same, but I do wonder if they do have changes in order. This Breeze, especially for me, I thought the comp that they were playing with the Sage Chamber, double Sentinel, was a little bit gimmicky. I felt that losing out on that second controller, especially in their mid-rounding on the attacking side, was a big issue for them against that more default comp on the other side with that Harbor in play.
I think that's interesting, but I think that moments that we've seen from Vitality in this Harbor is Prophet maybe not looking comfortable at points. I think Woot being on the Chamber as well has been interesting. It's been great to see his growth from moving to Julius, to see him on the Chamber on this map. For me, yeah, it's a nice head-to-head race though.
Yeah, I think this is like the matchup though to look at growth since the grand final, how these teams have changed. Vitality, obviously, they went through the Swiss stage. We had some great moments with the stomp to start. You had maybe a little shaky, close game that they managed to close out against Foot. For Heretics, it's just a question of what they've done with the time, what they've actually improved since that final, that they themselves eked out in very close fashion.
And just to be clear, you guys do think that we're going to see Team Heretics sticking very heavily to their Neon identity across this tournament?
I think so.
I don't see why they have reason to change. Like, yes, we've seen the Neon nerfs and all of these things come through, but for me, Koshmaris, he just looked so good on it. And I think that him being on this agent, as I kind of highlighted previously, allows Woot to find more comfortability across the agent pool as well. So I honestly have no reason to think that he wouldn't be playing this Neon.
Yeah, I think it would have to change their style pretty massively if they shift away. That doesn't mean I don't think there may be individual map changes. I think this Breeze in particular, I wouldn't be shocked if there was a movement in the composition here, but I think as a whole, as a team identity, it's going to be similar to what we saw in EMEA.
What kind of identity do you think that would change to then? Like, are you expecting changes on Breeze maybe?
I would like to see them, at least. I want to see them bring a second controller on this map. I think if you're summing up the identity for Heretics, it's their early rounds, it's the aggressive plays they have set around the Neon. That's what they showed in EMEA. Taking a look at this one, though, that's already the beginnings of the comp they played before. With that Sage getting hovered. It does just look like a return for them.
So if we're looking at Team Heretics to begin here on defense, Vitality on attack, who's a key player to be watching for Heretics if they want to make this map flip on its head and deliver them a result that they couldn't find in the EMEA Grand Finals?
I think I'm looking at Boo on that Sage. We kind of mentioned that this composition might be a little bit gimmicky, but I'm more just looking to see if Koshmaris is going to lock in the Neon or like what he's doing.
He's trolling, he's got to be.
But yeah, I think Boo has had some really interesting walls, especially when they move over to that attack side. Thinking about how they're using them on the post plant is really nice to see. But yeah, Kosh, let's see what you're playing, man. Playing with my emotions right now.
It is his first time on a global stage. It's his first time coming alongside his Lithuanian compatriot here with Boo, replacing, of course, Boo's actual brother, now a brother in arms, I suppose. And Koshmar is surely going to be locking in the Neon here to send things out. Would you still assume that Vitality are the favorite team on Breeze?
It was a close affair last time we saw it. I believe it was a 13-10 to Vitality, so really they just need to get off on the right foot, I think, Mimi. I think that I mentioned Profek on Harbor being one of the question marks for me because he had looked uncomfortable on it at points, and of course this is the player that we kind of highlighted needing to be able to step up.
For sure. I do see Vitality as a favorite here. I was critical of some of the group stage play, but I think they looked really good on this map domestically. I like the way that they're using these slower rounds, playing that double controller look, and abusing that lack of control utility on the other side.
Who better to lead you through a rematch of the EMEA Grand Finals than Pansy and Hypok?
Well, it is a pleasure to be finally joining you here in our hometown as well of London, and what a great game to start with. Call it a revenge match, call it maybe a test of Heretics coming in the hometown. But what it is a tantalizing prospect, Mike.
Definitely is. I would argue a bit of a blessing, right, for Heretics to come in. A little bit of downtime, an opportunity to watch some of these games and really, I guess, probably piece together the overall approach here. I don't think we're going to see too much of a difference, but interesting for us to start here on Breeze. Prophet, for me, obviously, the biggest talking point. A little shaky previously, upwards trend for him the last few times we've seen it, but he is such a pivotal part of this composition on Breeze that I'm certainly looking for him to have a good game here on map 1.
So already, obviously, Vitality on the attack, meaning Heretics on the defending side. Sayonara trying to get things started with that crunch towards B. So we're going to be in the crosshairs and a quick execution. It's simple stuff for Prophet, the man you wanted to see start well.
Well, actually, eventually he gets to at least one in that situation. Sayonara to shut that down now. And Heretics will pause for thought. They do consider this. We'll find Durka ahead of time. Opportunity now, the headshot actually on Chronicle. Pieces together a ton of damage here. Prophet to clean up with a 3K. The pistol secured here for Vitality. Just at a moment where it looks as if Heretics is going to get the one that gives them a bit of access towards sight.
And do roll your minds back, right? Regular season, the Vitality was struggling in those pistols. They were absolutely down in the doldrums, something that had plagued them for a long time. Speaking to Powell during that kind of rebuild phase when hope was reignited, there's a lot of Sayonara actually apparently kind of at the helm of those conversations, wanting to take some accountability for them.
Which is actually really interesting for such a young player to kind of be reflective in that way. But certainly for me, again, where Vitality have really kind of stretched their legs a bit, he has been the focal point of this team. We have a weird engagement here. We're actually coming out way worse off in that exchange with Chronicle.
Kind of, I guess, dismantled a little bit of that 4-play stack on B. Now, again, when they identify that, who knows? But Booz felt enough pressure being put on Wood that he wants to at least be in support, maybe get that heal across and see what can be achieved off the back of that. He's kind of essential at this point, and as you can see, it's a bit of a messy trade-out. Boo does manage to catch Chronicle, but really, the bulk of it was going to be this B hit, but they've cancelled on this.
Indeed, there's going to be a huge rotation here, leaving Durka to maybe catch somebody in transition. Rien's arguably the first in that equation. Going to be a wide open sight here for Vitality. Durka still showing presence, so we'll keep them interested at least, but I think they're going to have a very quick confirmation. There's no follow-up.
No, and I quite like this willingness to adjust, right? Even up against a round that should just be on pistols, there should be farming for Durka. Beautiful work early and in position to do more damage. Great for him to build up that ult early. Also just feel confident, right? Get that going as best he can. Plant's obviously going to be in. And the name of the game for Heretics is, 1, don't feed across too much, and 2, see if they can make it costly somewhere.
Really got a point of weakness. Other than here, Boo actually going to swing out, find Prophet. Now you want to really see 3 of these weapons maintained, but Rians does have a scope to try and do some further damage, and Boo keeping them interested for the time being. Vitality got to manage their time effectively here.
Yeah, they do need to be a little bit careful, right? There's a fine line, and Durka might be just dying for the cause. It's fine, the round will be theirs, but the silver lining is there for Heretics. They made something out of nothing, even in the loss of a round.
Enemy remaining.
Beat to find Boo at least. Rians will give it up to the Spikes. The 2-0. It's only a Guardian maintained here. It was a frugal purchase. I don't think it'll have too much of an impact, but certainly here, I mean, Heretics coming out with a ton of damage you wouldn't expect, given the situation here on that approach back into the A side. All progress here. It's Sayonara and Prophet to at least capitalise on these opening couple of rounds. Nothing really to note. Heretics Boo getting closer and closer to that res.
Big investment coming back in for Vitality though, because it cost them an arm and a leg, so...
But yeah, they've now effectively got 2 players off kilter. In terms of the finances, slower approach here, maybe anticipating a little bit of aggression.
And probably the right thing to, once you get into the kind of bulk of the buy rounds, you slow the tempo down, try and get an understanding of maybe how Heretics want to be playing this. Is there aggression maybe behind Kosh Maras, who is an explosive player?
Yeah, I
The
mean,
second
still a
he
terrifying prospect for any team coming up against Heretics.
But it's also one of those things where we have to eye test how he does in big environments. Yes, he did well, obviously, in EMEA, but does that translate to a situation like this? It's a little bit of a different one where you have to be so aggressive and confident, something that stood out to us.
Yeah, they're very momentum-focused player, so coming in here cold the first series, if it's going to be a concern to note. They're actually going to invest here. We cross Maras. Actually discussing Durka over the top.
That is a really choreographed take there towards that front pillar. That's beautiful. Benji threads the needle, stunning on the follow-up, but it's quelled quickly by Profek. Already a 3v2 and sights in their control. Boo.
Boot left now.
Yeah, Woot's a mile away. Boo would have to do something big now if he wants even a chance at it.
He kept inside this for the time being, but doesn't really have anybody to challenge onto. Man advantage here for Vitality, and they just need to tuck in. It's forcing Woot to clear all of this deep space. Gets himself into window, but
no one's playing to it.
Yeah, the clock's running down already.
Yeah, they've got to get a wiggle on if they even fancy a chance. This feels like, as much as these rounds are very costly for Vitality, they are in the upper hand. Boo! It's a formality in the end as Vitality get a good 3 here. As I said, these haven't been clean, right? These aren't the easiest outcomes, but by now you're sitting at 3-0. You know that you've got Heretics money and finances on the back foot.
Coming out of that as well, Hunter's Fury going to be available for Sayonara. Did discuss the res, it's available here, but again, you have to see how this buy will settle. Kosh Maras unable to have a say in these opening 3 rounds.
And I think that's a really big point for me. 0-3, Woot 0-3. You've got 2 of your big heavy hitters, right, Mike? And they're just a little bit absent. I need to see that ball rolling.
I mean, Woot's been challenging.
He's there.
Kept in check.
Well, speaking of being kept in check, an early challenge. Durka, no stranger to stages like this. And Woot on the other side, probably expecting this. I can imagine the pre-fire should be relatively accurate. No?
I was going to say, if that angle actually suits Woot a little better, but doesn't. Catch a glimpse and just shut down immediately.
That's such a nice early pick again. Above a minute still, plenty of time to play with. All they've really seen is Durka. They don't maybe know that there's a lot behind this yet. So you can imagine Kosh Maras wants information, right? They maybe want to try and stack out the right side or just get involved. So he might be caught here. See how far he tries to progress. Durka waiting for anyone to overextend as well. Kron's waiting for Rien's curiosity to peak. But it's a patient display from Vitality.
3 bodies behind this, though. They've got to do their due diligence in terms of the clearance. I mean, Boo does have a Bulldog in hand to do some damage. Go through. Durka to dash in. Doesn't actually catch him on the first tier and stunned away.
And 30 seconds, it does get a bit dangerous now. 3 players on the site and a decent enough couple of weapons to make something threatening. Kosh Maras, though, put to bed. Durka showing that pedigree here. A simple round, but patiently played. Diligence from Yampi on the call as well. I'm liking what I'm seeing. It feels well balanced.
Absolutely. NG, only a sheriff in hand, so not much of a chance to do damage here if he's even given the opportunity to find an exit across the map. So impressed so far. Vitality looks so composed in some of these slower setups. You know, even here, I mean, Boo's unfortunate with that step back behind the default. Could have potentially pieced together 2 with the Bulldog. Benji will catch a tag here. Will shut down Chronicle at least. Perfect. Still certainly interested. Will lose a rifle.
Look, these rounds have been costly, man. It is costing Vitality an arm and a leg to be doing this, but the number keeps marching on, 4-0. Vitality not feeling much of a threat here from Heretics. I can imagine early timeout should be on the cards, because as Billy was saying earlier on, 13-10, it was a close affair when they met last in that final.
1 enemy.
Yeah, I mean, I'd argue probably in a different way. They were fighting tooth and nail for some of those rounds.
It was scrappy.
Unfortunately here, this is where you come back to the composition.